Hi, I'm Bernadette Calafell, and I am a professor and chair of critical race and ethnic studies at Gonzaga University. I am here because I support the scholar strike. Now is our time. Whether you've thought of yourself as an activist or not is irrelevant. African Americans and Black folks across the country are being murdered, and we are all responsible for what is happening. The question is, what are you going to do in this moment? We have a lot of power as faculty to really inform and to influence the students that we work with, as well as educate them. And now is our time to do that. So I'm asking you to participate in the scholar strike. I'm asking you to leverage your voice and leverage your power in that way as well. I have been in the middle of preparing my class today to talk about the Stonewall Riots, and I keep coming back to Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera and the courage it took for them to really fight for the rights of gay, lesbian, bisexual, and trans folks across the country, and in particular in New York City at the Stonewall Inn. And the reason I'm talking about that is because one of the things that I try and tell my students all the time is that social change works in a lot of different ways. Resistance happens in a lot of different ways. And what we can think about is how our acts in the everyday can be extraordinary. How do everyday acts become extraordinary moments of resistance? And that's what I'm challenging others to do, is to think about how everyday acts that they engage in can become very extraordinary acts of resistance in this moment. We cannot continue to function as if everything is okay and everything is normal, because it's not. The other thing I want to say is that I identify as a queer cisgender Chicana. However, I am very mindful of the fact that I benefit from white skin privilege in a society that privileges whiteness. And I mean whiteness as a larger social system of power, as well as how it manifests in the privileges that those who have white skin receive. And so I'm asking other Latinos and Latinas and Latinx people who also benefit from this privilege to think about how we can leverage our privilege, how we can be true allies. And I know that the word ally has some negative connotations for some folks, but I'm asking you, how can we put your body and how can I put my body on the line to make sure that others are safe, that we can achieve social justice for everybody? Because if one of us is suffering, we're all affected. We're all responsible. So that's my reason for being here today. And the other thing I want to say too is, on a level of beyond just the larger social structures, I'm coming to you from a Department of Critical Race and Ethnic Studies, not a Communication Studies department. As you may or may not know, my PhD is in Communication Studies, but because of Communication So White and the history of white supremacy in the field of communication studies, I am now in critical race and ethnic studies. So even if you think of these things as being outside of your immediate realm, which itself is an act of privilege, think about how our field itself is also part of the problem. So I encourage you to really think about what you can do on the scholar strike to educate yourself, your students, and engage in acts of social justice. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and thank you for providing me the outlet to do this.